Hello, Comets sports fans, and welcome to Hamilton High School for a big matchup between the Mason Comets and the Hamilton Big Blue. I'm Evan Amazon, joined by Ben Holler. How you doing tonight, Ben?
I'm doing fantastic. Excited to see this matchup. Second time around. Fortunately, Comets able to grab that first one by a win of about 6 points, and a game they really needed as Killen's going to control the tip here. They were on that losing skid and really got on a pretty good winning streak ever since that game.
Yeah, the Comets won 4 out of their 5. Their only loss coming to Princeton, 69-60.
So looks like Hamilton's going with a little bit of a zone to start. 3-2, 2-3 hybrid.
There's now Morden to the top of the key, swims it to Killens. A little slow start offensively for the Comets. Good pass there. Molinar, baseline jumper, airballs that one, but Eli Jordan's there for the rebound.
Yeah, that's what Mason's going to have to do, the rebound. Hamilton, the team that rebounds really well, they're very athletic, obviously. Alex Morton inside.
Hamilton doesn't have their big man, though. The 7-footer Sage Tolentino committed to Auburn. He unfortunately is not able to go tonight, but Hamilton was able to beat Lakota East without Tolentino.
Yeah, they kind of changed the way they play, and a lot of people feel like they're better without him, just because of the style of play. As first three's going to be missed from Swain.
Yeah, that's definitely one Swain can knock down. Fortunate there for the Comets.
Mason wasn't really expecting the zone coming in. Not really something they worked on in practice. But teams have been running zone against them a lot lately, so they're not really going to be rusty against the zone. Another offensive rebound.
Yeah, good job by Killens getting it back off the floater. That's kind of his signature shot. He's really developed and got a ton better with this year. Good cut by Smith. He'll take a jumper from the free throw. That one's no good. That's rebounded by Sims Marshall.
That's going to be the name of the game tonight, is containing Jackson Lewis. He's their leading scorer, led the team in scoring the first time they played the Comets.
He's a very good defender as well. First in GMC and steals as well.
You know, him and Matthew Smith feels like they're fighting for GMC Defensive Player of the Year right now. And Smith and Lewis are actually tied for steals right now, and it looks like Smith just took the lead.
Yeah. Two of the guys going at it tonight. Matt Smith, a good steal on Breon Ishmael. And Ishmael coming off a pretty big performance, 22 points 2 games ago against Lakota East, which is their last GMC opponent. He also played pretty well against the Comets the first time, got a lot of offensive rebounds, and really hurt them, especially early in the game.
Yeah, without that 7-footer, Hamilton really looks to push a lot now, and kind of like that Middletown game they played. Mason does not want to turn it over because they're not going to win that transition game.
And Matthew Smith, he's more of an inside player and defender, but he's capable of hitting down that shot, and he does.
It's funny. If you ask him, he'll say he's capable of hitting that shot, but a lot of people disagree with him, proving him wrong here.
And it looks like they're going to call a blocking foul on the Comets as Ishmael drive. That's going to be on Michael Molinar, his first foul.
Comets off to a nice, quick 5-0 lead.
They're playing some good defense here early.
You know, second time around, you know what a team's going to do, and it's all about execution. The preparation was definitely there coming in.
Sims Marshall a little bit wide with a take, and Comets trying to go in transition, and Smith brings the ball up. Tries to go behind the back on Lewis.
He was definitely trying to draw a foul there.
And a good job by Alex Morton. One of the most athletic players on this team. Always kind of knows where the ball is, gets it there, gets an easy layup for 2.
Yeah, it looks like Mason's just using the extra pass and breaking down Hamilton's defense. That's what Coach Richards has wanted them to do all year. And it feels like in losses in games like Princeton and Fairfield, Mason's not necessarily executing perfectly. As Burrito's going to check in.
Yeah, he's going to come in for Ishmael. So we didn't mention this yet, but Hamilton right now sitting at 2-13, but they had to forfeit their first 13 games.
Yeah, you got to put an asterisk next to that.
Due to ineligible players. So if that were not to happen, then they'd be 10-5 and 6-4 in GMC. But they're still eligible to make the tournament. They just had to forfeit all the games they won out of their first 13.
You wonder, because the coaches of the OHSA decide seeding, and you wonder what they're going to look like in Hamilton. Record obviously not very good, and a charge on Matthew Smith. But their record not really strong, and our coaches are going to take into account that they're better than their record, or they're going to punish them and give them a lower seed because of how low the record is because they cheated.
Yeah, I certainly wouldn't want to be like a 10 seed and have to play Hamilton in the first round instead of getting an easier opponent. So yeah, it definitely will be interesting to see what they decide to do. In some ways, it would punish the team they play more than it would punish them.
Something like that happened to Mason last year. Not exactly the same, but Lakota West, the first team Mason played in the tournament, had not the best record, but that's because their best player was hurt all year. And that's going to give them a lower seed, and then Mason, who was a higher seed, kind of ran into him a little too early, and Lakota West able to knock him out. That's 2 of the last 3 years that Mason has left the tournament without a win. Coach Richards really wants to change that this year, and he feels like he can with the group of guys he has, group of seniors, as Pitcock just checked in.
Yeah, especially with Killens. They definitely got some solid senior play with Smith and Morton as well, the junior. This team's a little bit undersized, but they definitely have the heart and the hustle, able to get a lot of rebounds too. And here's Lewis in transition, and he misses it. So the offensive woes continue for the Big Blue as they still have not scored over 4 minutes into this game. And Alex Morton drives, gets another easy 2. The Comets lead 9-0. I'm sure Coach Richards is going to be pretty happy about this quarter. We always like to talk about how he likes those single-digit quarters. I think he likes those 0-point quarters as well.
I think he wouldn't be too unhappy with a 0-point quarter. Just my guess. That's 0 digits, so technically, so I don't even. That's gonna be a new one for Richards. 3 minutes to go though in the first quarter.
And Lewis drives, gets around. Killens able to draw the foul there. So the Comets have not won in this building since January of 2018. Trying to change that one here. They're off to a good start.
It's funny, the team walks into this gym, it feels like every time, it just immediately you get in this gym and they kind of get the bad vibes. So that this is where they lost to Lakota West last year in the tournament. They haven't played well against Hamilton here in regular season, so they kind of feel like one of their biggest goals is just kind of change the vibe you get when you walk into this arena. They can do that with a win here today.
That's been a great start early. There's a little bit of a bad pass there. Lewis able to recover. Smith playing some really nice defense early as well as some good offense.
Yeah, 6 of the points from Morton and the other 3 from Matthew Smith. So only 2 guys counting for their 9 points so far.
That's interesting. Killens has not scored yet. Even though the Comets have this lead. Swain, and finally the Big Blue are on the board.
There goes that 0-point quarter. And, Swain's like the only guy for Hamilton that Mason really wanted to key onto the 3-point line besides Lewis. Smith, nice finish inside.
And Smith has struggled offensively in some games this year, but starting off great. He struggled a little bit in the first half against Hamilton, but had a great second half to finish with 16 points in that game.
Hamilton's just not been able to finish. Maybe weren't really focused in this game. They came off that big win against Dakota East. Games like this can really be trap games, but you want revenge on a team like Mason, and that's not how you start.
Yeah, and certainly, like we said before, even though they had to forfeit all their games, the Big Blues still have everything to play for. Still playing for the tournament, so it's not like the season's over and they're just kind of playing on a one-year ban. They still have every opportunity to get as good of a seed as possible. So they're going to be going 100%.
Smith's going to go to the line. And that was a strong take from Smith. You can kind of see the confidence now that he's playing with. You're going to see a lot of confidence from a guy with this great movie taste, his Moneyball, one of the best baseball movies out there, and Smith's favorite. He's a great student. We work with him too. He's a sports editor for the Chronicle. Works with us in his APL class.
He also said Cleveland's a better city than Cincinnati. We had that conversation today, and man, was that was ridiculous.
That was
I don't know what else to say.
I tried to forget it until you told me that. Everybody on here should know. And Cincinnati's a better city than Cleveland.
It's really not even up for debate.
If I wanted my rivers to catch on fire, I would go to Cleveland, but I think I'm good where I'm at in Cincinnati.
And that 3 by Brito way off. And Smith's going to take it and go up the court for the Comets.
Brito doesn't take a lot of shots, especially 3-pointers. Richards kind of said coming in, you can lay off him. Maybe you want to be more in help defense when you're on him.
And a great take by Killens. And one. And a great job by Trey Killens going inside, drawing the foul. He's just such a great penetrator, doing what he does best there. and he's going back to the free throw line where you can always find him.
And Hamilton wants a timeout, not happy with the way his team started. Obviously, it's hard when you don't have that 7-footer, but you kind of adapted lately to playing without him. And like we said, it changed their game style. But we're going to head to break for this timeout. 15-3, Mason off to a strong start.
Welcome back, everyone tuning in after the timeout. Comets up to a nice start early, up 15-3 here. That's Trey Killen trying to extend the lead at the free throw line after the N1 layup.
Yeah, Trey Killen's maybe the key to his strong start so far, leading the scoring in GMC, is that quote he loves to live by. Life is like a sandwich. Whichever way you flip it, the bread always comes first, and Trey Killen's just chasing that bread.
Not really sure I've ever heard that quote before, but interesting one by Killens, but he's sure playing well on the court this year. Jackson Lewis struggled a little bit of offense early, able to get a nice take there with Michael Molinar. That helped defense. He's a quarterback for the Comets, shows his athleticism out there.
Yeah, the big guy's inside for Mason. Pitcock, deep three. Maybe feeling it a little too much, Pitcock.
Yeah, it's the shot he's capable of making, but at this point, I feel like the Comets try to keep going inside because they've been doing a really good job driving so
Mason's
far.
big guys inside, Michael Molinar, Eli Jordan, the quarterback wide receiver duo for the Comets football team, and their athleticism is unmatched of any front court in the GMC.
He doesn't get a ton of playing time for this team, but it's a big shot there as they desperately need one.
You know, Givens is another guy, doesn't get a lot of shots, but the shots he does get are three-pointers, and he can knock those down.
And Givens again. 5 seconds there, so Givens just kind of trying to keep the Big Blue in it as the Comets only lead by 8.
You know, that's just confidence. That quick shot coming off that three-pointer. Mason's definitely holding for the last shot here. 10 seconds.
Yeah, looks like we'll stay in the hands of Killens. Trying to step out, tries to draw the foul, and that one is no good. Off the front of the rim, and the Comets lead 16-8 here early on. We're back for some second quarter action. The Comets are up 16-8 here against the Big Blue early.
Yeah, Comets off to a nice start and exactly the start they wanted. Alex Morton leads in scoring with 6 points. Balanced scoring there for the Comets.
Yeah, Morton, Smith, both those guys doing a pretty good job early here. The Comets try to keep up with this 8-point lead.
And Mason, just the confidence on offense is translating to defense. They're playing with more energy and hands in the passing lane there, getting the steal on it, even though it looked like Ishmael had a nice cut there.
Yeah, it was a good cut, but that was just better defense there by the Comets. Molinar's going to kick this one out to Morton. Morton tries to go baseline, skip pass to Smith for three, and that one's no good. He had his other three earlier there from that spot. Unable to knock this one down.
Didn't have much room there, but when you hit one earlier from the same exact spot, you're not going to be mad at the shot like that. And if you're Mason, second quarters have not been their strong suit. It's been their weakness in a lot of games, especially last time against Hamilton. They got off to a strong start, but kind of let Hamilton back into it. So they got to stay strong in the second quarter.
A lot of games, sometimes the third quarters too, like against Princeton. The Comets are up at halftime.
All 4 quarters were a weakness against Princeton, if I'm being honest.
That's a team that's really picked up some momentum. Kind of struggled earlier in the year due to COVID and quarantining, but they've really picked it up this year, and the Comets will see them in about a week or so.
Excited for that one. That'll be an ICRC with yours truly, along with Evan.
Along with yours truly.
Along with all of yours truly. Smith, another three.
That's a shot he can make, but I feel like he's trying to hunt his shot a little bit too much. He's definitely better when he puts on the deck and gets that floater going.
He was over anxious too. You could tell by how strong that was and how that was too strong for Smith.
Toward Jet with the ball. Top of the key and it's steal by Killens. Killens going to the inside finish and gets it to go. So Trey Killens, he's still going to get easy buckets. Gets another one there as the Comets extend the lead back to 8.
Hamilton's just slow and not ready for these Mason traps, and Mason just being the more aggressive team. We knew that's what they had to do going forward.
I was going to rip through there and take by Ishmael, and he gets fouled. It looks like it's going to be on the floor though. It's going to be Molinar's second foul. So it looks like he's going to come out of the game. And Taylor Pickock is one of those guys who can knock down threes. This is his first attempt today.
Yeah, Molinar's had a great season, but he's no stranger to foul trouble. One thing he's got to fix. Love the aggressiveness, but sometimes fouls aren't the smartest that he's committing. And that's a smart take. Trey Killens taking the charge. Richards has to be happy about that one. He loves the charge. Always telling his team to take it. It's hard to take those, especially earlier this season. They lost the game pretty much on a charge where Bryce King took a charge. They unfortunately called it a block and gave Fairfield a winning free throws. But Mason's staying with it and, trusting their defense.
Yeah, that game was a killer for the Comets. They had a chance to knock down. That was kind of the game that kind of put him out of position to win the GMC.
Yeah, that was a tough one. I think Matthew Smith's going to get called for an offensive foul there. It seems like the Hamilton player initiated a lot of the contact. But from what the refs saw, Smith.
We were just talking about bad fouls, and then once you talk about bad fouls, what happens there on the court? So
you think we'd learn our lesson by now?
So it's the 5th team foul in the Comets, 3 on the Big Blue so far. As Gibbons has a hot hand early, dishes this one off and now gets it back. Tries to go inside. Ishmael and one. That's a strong take by Ishmael. Great job. Gets the Comets inside earlier in the first game, and all of a sudden this is a 6-point game, and the Big Blue are right in this game.
King just checking in, and it was just late on that. It was kind of the rotation. While there was a screen, King had his head up. There was no there to help for Mason. And if you're going to foul someone in a situation like that, you got to foul him hard, not let him get the N1.
And luckily for the Comets, he misses that one, so the lead stays at 6. I'm more with the ball. Lewis guarding him. Good behind the back there. Create some space inside to King. King trying to go on Ishmael, trying to return the favor. And this one too strong. And Ishmael gets it. And they're going to call a travel on him.
That's going to be on Ishmael.
Hamilton coaching staff not happy about that call there.
Yeah, Ishmael just got a little too confident. Thought he had the ball. And good job by King holding.
All right.
Welcome back to Hamilton High School. Comets 19-12 lead. 5 minutes left to go in the second quarter. Alex Morton knocking down the first 2 free throws.
Yeah, it's the first one there at the foul out by Sims Marshall. See if he'll knock the second one down, and he does. So Alex Morton up to a great start offensively for this Comets team. Trey Killens hasn't done a ton for the Comets offensively either, but he's coming off some huge games. He just took back first in GMC. As a push line like some trouble on the inside.
And it was the same. Coach Richards is not so happy about that one. Gets beat, and the help's got to be there. But since there's no help there, and if you're King, if you're going to foul, you got to foul hard, not let him get an and one.
Yeah, the exact same play. King fouled him on the other side of the rim last time, so yeah.
We're keeping him in though, looks like. Even with 2 fouls. Low IQ plays from King, but he's capable of much better, so nothing to worry about.
One of the most efficient scorers in the GMC, so he takes smart shots on the opposite side of the ball. Usually doesn't turn it overtime. Alex Morton again going back to the free throw line. A nice pump fake. This one's on Sims Marshall. Again, that's his second foul.
He's doing a good job down low and strong fouls.
Back at the free throw line again. There's Morton. And this one's no good for Kevin.
He's a big reader. A lot of guys on the team give him a tough time. Favorite subject being math as well. Big LeBron fan. You can kind of tell the aggressiveness. That's why he takes his toughest from. Checking information for the first time. Tyler Ringwald. He's going to be big going forward. Max Johnson out, and a couple of Comets no longer being with the team.
Yeah, he hasn't played a ton this year, but he's pretty aggressive inside.
Really good rebounder. That's what he's there for.
Givens pump fakes this time. Thought about it. And we'll go back to the
King and Mulder in foul trouble. That's most likely why Ringwald's in there.
Yeah, especially Max Johnson unable to go tonight with an ankle injury. And that 3-pointer is no good. Good hustle by Killens, able to get it in to E.R. Jordan.
Ringwald, good defensive possession there. Stopped the Ishmael drive and good rotation on the backside to not let him get anything down low. That's exactly what you want out of a role player, just coming in.
And what a take by Trey Killens. Leaving through defenders, getting it in, making it look easy there. Super impressive from Killens.
Hamilton just wasn't ready for that. The defense, the help wasn't there, and Killens makes him pay.
Lewis going to take the long three. That one's no good. He had a great game against Comets the first time and 2 great games last year, but he's really unable to kind of find anything offensively early. Killens almost loses the handle there. Morton's going to drive in. Fancy pass there. Ringwald takes the 3, but he travels there, so early turnover by Ringwald.
Yeah, it looked like the setup for a perfect play with the Morton behind the back pass, and it's kind of an unwritten rule in basketball. If you get a behind the back pass, you better not miss a shot after that. So, Ringwald maybe being smart and not taking that shot, so Morton's not mad at him, but traveled, so that's going to hurt the team.
Yeah, Jordan trying to contain Lewis as he does there. Now Givens. Back out to Swain.
3 minutes to go in the first half. Mason wants to finish strong.
It's a low scoring game for both teams. So far, down whenever he wants down low. He's doing a great job posting up, and he's really been the main guy the Big Blue have gone to in this game.
Tyler Ringwald has a strong chest there. Ishmael just finished over him. That just shows the touch and the toughness, the good combination there from Ishmael.
Ishmael's huge. Just game we mentioned before, no Sage Tolentino for the Big Blue. So he's their biggest, strongest guy down low now. Kind of slow developing possession here for the Comets.
And Hamilton's playing tough and not letting Mason get those cuts inside. They're pushing him out. And they're doing so in a way that they're not fouling. It's hard to do.
Killens almost losing the handle again. This time it's going to be a travel error. that possession just kind of seemed out of sorts there from the get-go.
Couple turnovers as of late, and with only 2 minutes to go in the second quarter. You want to clean that up. You don't want Hamilton to finish the second quarter strong and get momentum going into halftime.
Givens on the wing. And he's going to take the three. One of the best three-point shooters on this team. Carrington had his hand up, and Givens makes him pay. He's got 8 already coming off the bench for Big Blue.
Yeah, he's big. Tolentino out. You got to have guys step up, and Givens is answering that call perfectly.
Yeah, huge shot there. He's knocked down 2 threes. If this guy hit, every shot he's taken as well. An inside straight Killens. This is one of us underrated players in this game. We know he's a great scorer. We know he's athletic. He's a great rebounder. He's a really strong player inside. Kind of shows that strength out there.
You know, he can get up too, and Hamilton defender maybe wasn't ready for that.
Also seems like this year, every time Killens seems to make a mistake, he always goes down and scores. On the defensive side of the ball, it's on that possession. He didn't have his hands up. Givens his three, then he just goes down and scores and makes up for it.
That's big for him. In the past, not always the most positive attitude. You know, he got down on himself a lot. He's going to put 2 up there. It feels like we talk about this on the negative side, but every time we talk about someone or something, they either do something really good or really bad.
Yeah, great cut play from Killens again. So he gets the last word for the comments as they extend the series back to 7. That was a 3-point game just moments ago. And Brian Ishmael able to get it back from Ringwald. Ishmael has really been living in the block here in this first half.
That makes you try 3 different guys on him, and none of them are working. Obviously, King and Mona in foul trouble. But 17 seconds to go in the first half. Killens going to hope for the last shot. They always like to go that ISO look with Killens at the end of quarters.
And Ishmael's going to come out and double team.
You don't want to leave Pickcock open. Nice
block there, but he gets it back. And a great job following the end shot there. Pickcock could have given up on that play. He gets the rebound, puts it up for 2, extends the lead. Back to the top. and welcome back for some third quarter action here from Hamilton High School as the Comets lead 29-22.
Yeah, Mason getting the ball to start this third quarter. Now, we talk about the second quarter, them usually struggling, but it's different a story now. Trent Killen starts it off third quarter.
Yeah, he's got 13 right now. We got 2 there.
Quiet with 13 as well. I mean, that's what the best players do. Now, even when it feels like they have an off night, 13 points and the third quarter just started.
Yeah, it feels like he's off, but he's averaging 2 a game, and he's more than on pace right now with that 2 out to get his average. So the Comets kind of, if you're just tuning in, really dominated the beginning of this game. I believe they were up 15-3, then all of a sudden the second quarter, Hamilton kind of came back into this game, and they cut it down to 3, and the Comets finished up strong at the end of the second quarter, and they had a lead by 9.
Yeah, Molnar started the first half in foul trouble, comes right in and gets a foul, not even 30 seconds into the third quarter. So Pickock's going to come back in and immediately grab a rebound. 0 for 2 from Jet.
Yeah, Jet going 0 for 2. That's not going to help the big blue. That's what we need to hit. A lot of shots they want to get back into this one. Jet playing some tight defense on Killens.
Mason got to get back to their offense. Hamilton switching it up to a man defense.
Done a good job going inside with Killens, but that one is no good. Too short. Jackson Lewis, he's been really quiet tonight for the big blue in transition.
Yeah, Killen's has been quiet, but he's been really efficient too. And you're not noticing him because he hasn't been missing a lot of shots either.
But Jackson Lewis has not gotten a point for the Hamilton. He hasn't scored this game. He's 7th in GMC scoring, averages about 14 a game. Has not scored tonight, so that's the main reason the Comets are up by 9 right now.
Now, there's a lot of things to point to, but that's one of the biggest things. Mason also being the more aggressive team, and might be one of the bigger reasons Lewis hasn't been scoring. So.
Killens, this time from 3. This one no good. Off the front of the rim, and tipped out by Pickock, so Hamilton will get the ball there.
Yeah, you can tell Killens is starting to kind of feel himself. And you definitely feel like he could have got a better shot later in the possession, or he could get that shot he took any time. So, Mason wants to run their offense, not necessarily the best shot from Killens.
Yeah, they've had some guys play inside pretty well, like Morton and Smith so far. And there's Jackson Lewis getting the rim. That's going to get him going with his first 2 points of the night.
Yep. If Hamilton wants to get back in this game, they need to get him going. And that's a guy who can get going, and if he gets going, it's dangerous. Knocks down a 3 at a pretty high clip as well.
That gets a floater there. And Pickock gives it back to Eli Jordan. Pump fakes there.
Hamilton staying with that man. And they're content just passing around, but that's exactly what they want. They want to break down Hamilton's defense. And no, charge on Matthew Smith.
Yeah, it was an interesting call there. It looked like he might have been moving there, but it was a little bit of a similar play when Comets is able to get an offensive foul, just kind of the extension of the arm that they called on Hamilton earlier in the game.
Yep, and that's Matthew Smith's third foul. He's going to be in foul trouble. So Molnar and Smith are going to have to sit most likely until the fourth quarter. Mason's got to have guys step up down low.
Sims Marshall is 31-27.
Sims Marshall, a quarterback, obviously a very accurate athlete. Throws the quarterback, throws the ball at a pretty high clip on the football field, and then shoots 3. Has a pretty good 3-point percentage. Showing it there. 4-point game now.
Yeah, for the Comets, only 9 people after tonight, so it's gonna be a tough game, especially with a lot of guys in foul trouble.
Yeah, they have a couple guys in Ben Gull and Ben Manker that are swinging JV. And another offensive foul.
He's one of those guys who Manker he's only played a couple minutes on varsity in some blowout games when they were up around like 20 points in the last couple minutes. But yeah, I mean the Comets, especially inside right now, they're gonna rely on Tyler Ringwald like we mentioned before, hasn't got a ton of playing time this year. Good rebounder down low. It's a pretty good help defense right there on Jackson Lewis.
Almost got that swat. Morton gets the rebound, takes it himself.
He didn't get the block there, able to alter it. And Ringwald goes inside and holds out the foul from behind. This one on Breon Ishmael, so a good start for Ringwald.
Yeah, he's big and he's strong, and he's stronger than he looks. He got inside. He has to have a little more presence. Right behind him. The Ringwald's going to step to the line. You know, it's not every day you see someone that can name all 50 states in under 20 seconds. But I think we're going to have to take that over on that. I think I need to see that happen before I believe it. Because he knocks down the first free throw.
Yeah, I don't even know. I'm not really sure how it's possible. I mean, I could definitely name them in a couple minutes or so, but I definitely have to go through it in methodical order. And what happens if you forget one? If you name like 48, and like, it's hard to list them all that fast and kind of have a certain order and not skip over one as well. So.
Not able to compare on the second.
And 32-29.
One possession game, Mason's got to pick it up, got to calm down offensively.
Yeah, this game was 15-3 Mason in this first quarter, but just like that, Big Blue turned it around here. Going to take this open three, front of the rim again from Cairns. On pass by Ringwald all of a sudden. Big Blue had the ball and able to try to tie it on this possession with a three.
A lot of time left, 4 minutes to go in the third quarter. And it's a whole new ball game. And Mason started the third quarter with that Trey Killens drive, the Trey Killens bucket. And you kind of felt like Mason came out stronger, just like they did in the first quarter, but Hamilton's changing momentum again.
And here's Lewis, a nice pass there. Down low, and this is a 1-point game.
Yeah, passed up a medium percentage shot for a high percentage shot there. Jackson Lewis, you could tell he's doing anything he can to get his team to win. Ringwald playing that there.
Yeah, he's not great at three-pointers there. That's one of those players that Hamilton was kind of leaving him open there for a reason on that one.
He had wish potential to knock it down. He's not a little bit. But that's definitely not his strong suit. And he likes Jordan in the line. And I have to agree with him there on his favorite movie. He likes the whole Star Wars franchise. I'm a huge Star Wars fan as well.
I'm not a big Star Wars guy. I've tried to watch some of them. I just don't really have the attention span.
No, it's okay. You can just tell us you don't have good taste. I mean, it's a fine. Not everyone can have great movie taste, but Jordan not able to convert on the first free throw. Also a big Family Guy. Let me guess, you don't like Family Guy either. 0 for 2 from the line from Jordan. So an empty trip.
So 32-31 right now. Unable to take advantage of that before the comments. So just like that, Jackson Lewis going to the free throw line. And he's a really good free throw shooter as well. He missed some key free throws against the Comets, I believe, a couple of weeks ago, but
he's not been shooting well from the line recently. 56% is but that's one thing Hamilton's struggling with. Below the average 70% from the free throws line. And
that's one thing you don't struggle with, Ben, is jinxing. You seem to do that like about
I would say I think he could go pro for a jinx, as he's going to knock down both of those.
Big Blue with their first lead of the game right now. Comets are up 29-22. And just like that, Big Blue on an 11-3 run right now.
A little bit of a spill on the floor. Coach Peter's going to clean that one up. You know, Mason just hasn't been able to get a good shot recently, and they're getting fouled inside. And Hamilton, you know, free throws. Mason struggled with free throws, especially as of late. And you got to break down Hamilton's defense. You got a shot fake. You got to get back to what you were doing in the first quarter.
Yeah, Hamilton's kind of playing like Mason in the first quarter, and Mason's kind of playing like Hamilton in the first quarter. They're not really able to get anything off to the side, a little bit stagnant, just kind of selling for shots, and they kind of seem to be a step behind on the defensive side in this third quarter, kind of similar to the Big Blue on the first quarter.
feels like it's been a theme with them all year, and it feels like one of the biggest things I've been saying for them that they've had to do is just calm down. You know, great Mason teams in the past, like when you go all the way back to Matt King, Eddie Puisis, you know, you look at some of their possessions, and it's like they didn't have a shot clock back then. They would make, you know, double-digit passes, and Mason just feels like if they don't.
Great take by Trey Killens, right down the middle of the lane. And he's going to watch the end one, so run out timeout right there. Trey Killens able to get to the rim and put a huge shot there. He's going to have to step up and play a great end of the game. Comets want to hold on to this one.
Let's see if Trey Killens can get some bread with this free throw. Ringwald coming back in the game for King. Undecided on college, but he knows he wants to play some ball, and we know he can play ball at a pretty high level in college too, especially with the year he's been having.
Well, he could be like his favorite player, LeBron James, and just head straight to the NBA as well. You never know.
Yeah. You know, Killens, obviously very good, but I think we know if he had another LeBron James, but not to take away anything from Killens. You can't leave Sims Marshall open though.
Well, he's definitely taking a huge step this year. As Killens is able to get the rebound there. Pickhock's going to take this three in transition. That one no good, so Pickhock struggled a little bit off from the outside this game.
He's not that rebound, fighting for that rebound, forcing that out of bounds. That's off Hamilton.
He's done a good job in the little things this game. He's played really good defense. He's a good job hustling. He's got the Comets in this one, especially this one.
You can see the offensive defensive substitutions that they like to do. They like to put Bryson King in an offense, Ringwald defensively. And, you know, talent, it hasn't always been pretty for him so far in this game, but his effort's been there, and you can definitely see that.
He's doing a good job trying to contain Breon Ishmael inside. Comets up by 2 here. Good job by Morton, able to claw that, and Pence a little bit of contact there by Morton. And Smith able to get a hand on the ball there out of bounds, trying to jump that pass, almost does.
Yeah, Morton struggled with it kind of in the middle of the season when they went on that losing streak, finishing through contact. But it's something that really stressed, and something Richards really worked on with him was, you know, having your eye on the basket and focusing on nothing but the hoop.
Friendly bounce there, off the front of the rim. So cuts the lead back to 2 for the Comets. And a double dribble from Pickhock as the ball is going back to Big Blue. Just these unforced turnovers. End of the game, just something you can't have.
And Pickhock going to be taken out of the game for that one too, and he's not happy about it. Didn't have the best view, not exactly sure what that call was.
So they said he had a double dribble. Lewis trying to get around Matthew Smith. He's the GMC Defensive Player of the Year last year. He's done a good job on Lewis tonight. And adds on to his good performance off the bench. Gets the and one. He's done a great job. He's hit a couple 3 spots, hit some mid-range shots, and really shows ability to drive and get to the rim as well.
He's showing he wants playing time. 6th man for Hamilton. Minutes got bumped up a little bit due to injuries. Injury of Valentino, and then Cappy being ineligible. So, you know, that's what you want. You want guys at a lot of teams, when you have guys that don't play a lot of them will get discouraged and, you know, not really have their head in it. But good teams really success when their bottom players are fighting to get more playing time. And it kind of makes your whole team better, and that's what Givens is doing for Hamilton. That's why they got that win against Dakota East.
Now, and make starters step up as well because they don't want to lose their spot. And you see guys like Givens playing a great game here off the bench as Hamilton gets the lead back here. 38-37. With about a minute left to go here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, they're applying a little more pressure here. Mason can't let that get to him.
Trey Killens getting the rim. Every time the Comets see the bucket, Killens is able to deliver. Jackson Lewis looking over to the bench there. Under a minute left to go here in the 3rd quarter.
You know, the good thing Mason's been doing so far, they haven't been getting great shots, but they haven't been turning it over either. So when you turn it over, it gives Hamilton a lot of shots in transition.
I think it was defensive collapse there. I don't know what the Tom's doing that possession. It kind of broke up back under the screen. It give Lewis an easy bucket. He's able to get the steal there. Goes behind the back. That's a tip on Mullins. Able to get to the rim. After that play there from Lewis, he's able to go behind the back. Almost loses it and gets it back. Goes 1-on-2. A little wide shot, but he does get fouled and goes to the rim.
And just as I talked about not turning the ball over, maybe I should just stop talking in general. I wouldn't say negative things.
I'll just keep it by myself. I'll be better.
Lewis has 2 shots.
Like you said, Lewis has struggled a little bit on the year on free throws, but he's done a good job tonight.
You know, that was the reason Brooks Kern missed his first extra point of the season a couple years ago.
We're the reason every bad thing happens.
But I think Mason Sports would just be better all around without me. Killens able to get to Smith. Yeah, smart timeout by Richards. They look like they tried to rush it, but there's 17 seconds on the clock here, and it's definitely not what you want to do. The play they run at the end of each quarter, it's kind of been working so far in this game. Let's give Killens an ice cream luck. But we're having a timeout. 42-39, timeout's down.
We'll be back shortly.
All right, we're back, heading out of the timeout. 17 seconds to go in the third quarter. Mason likely going to hold for the last shot, and likely going to run an ISO look with Killens.
Yeah, they did that in the first and the second quarter. It seems like they got the ball to Killens twice. The Comets to the ball at the end, but instead going inside to Alex Morton, making it look easy. He runs that baseline move, able to get position, get the layup. It's still time for the big blue, but nothing there. It's tipped by Killens. So good play ball there. Down low. Turning that ball, going up on the baseline. Strong finish there as the Comets trail the big blue by 1, 42-41 at the end of the third quarter.
Perfect end of the quarter, offensively and defensively from Morton. Nice finish, a few seconds left. Realized there was a few seconds left and was able to get the tip, not letting Hamilton get a good shot.
Hello and welcome back to Hamilton High School for the fourth quarter. It's the Comets down by 1. Killens at 18, Morton with 13 for the Comets early. So it's been a lot of them scoring tonight. It hasn't really been a ton of other people stepping up, and that's kind of the problem for the Comets. Some games you kind of just get Morton and Killens on the scoreboard, and it's not like diversified a ton. Then kind of result in some losses. It happened to Cody East this year.
Yeah, Mason very happy to get Monar and Smith back into the game.
Yeah, Elijah Gibbons hitting another shot. He's just been on fire tonight. Connects to the mid-range again. And Hamilton has a 3-point lead now, which I believe is their largest of the game.
Yeah, Elijah Gibbons stepping up. He wants some playing time. That's going to be 13 on the night from him. He matches Morton. Now Killens had a solid game, 18 points in the third quarter, but just hasn't really been able to get that three-pointer to go.
Yeah, he's been short on a lot of them as he was there. Thomas the whole kind of struggled from the three-point line this game. And Morton gets a tip there. In transition, Jackson Lewis with no one around him. Goes to the 5, and Coach Richards going to call a timeout. Certainly not pleased with that.
It's not the fun we can have. In the fourth quarter, obviously the biggest quarter of the game, but 46-41, Comets down now.
They haven't heard a big out.
About this game.
Hello and welcome back to some fourth quarter action. 6:53 left to go. Comets up by 5. Comets down by 5. Excuse me. Come out the timeout. They've been struggling a little bit. So Ben, what do the Comets have to do to get back into this game?
They kind of have to get back to what they were in the second quarter, and that's calming down, getting good shots, not turning it over, which is why they're after this rough start in the fourth quarter is the biggest thing. And it's going to be very difficult to beat a team like Hamilton out in transition. So you never want to put yourself in that position.
Yeah, Hamilton just got a transition steal last possession off the board and turnover. Thomas trying to go slow.
And they're not getting their three-point shot to fall, so maybe look inside a little more. And Miller, as we call for his fourth foul, just ripping through there, and Lewis's face was in the way.
Yeah, that's unfortunate there. I'm seeing a lot of contact there. Michigan just kind of hit him in the eye, and
that's four.
That's a tough way to pick up your fourth.
It seems like so far the refs really don't want Michael Mona in the game, but
it's been a lot of offensive fouls too for the Comets this game.
And those count as turnovers. Turnovers has been a big problem so far. They kind of relaxed in the third quarter, and then at the end of the third quarter is when it got bad again. They had that big lead early, but turnovers is what let Hamilton back in the game.
And Hamilton also, they kind of seemed to step slowly in this one, but now they're really getting their offensive going. Some nice contact now. Jet able to get that one to go. 7-point lead.
Mason just seems out of it. Miscommunication on defense.
And another turnover from Killen, just on Killen's transition. He's going to pass this one. A great pass. And in this game, it's starting to really get out of hand.
And a perfect example there of what happens if you let Hamilton out in transition.
I think this is what Richards told his team to do in the timeout.
That shot was not what they wanted either.
A great take by Killen's there, trying to get something going. He does there. Hopefully that will slow the momentum for the Big Blue a little bit. And that's what the transition
offense does. It gives him momentum too when they can get points that quickly. And they don't have to do a whole lot of work on the offensive end to score.
I believe that their last 6 points were in transition, so that makes a huge difference on this game. A lot of turnovers here late in the third quarter, early in the fourth quarter. Like I talked about before, it's Caleb Pitcock comes in. Collins probably going to try to get some threes out of them late in this game. Now trailing by 9. Man, from up by 12 in the first quarter, trailing by 9 here in the fourth.
Yep, Richards really stretched those single-digit quarters, and that third quarter for me defensively was not their best.
What's interesting too is so the Comets up by 7 at halftime of this game, and now they're down by a lot. And last time they played the Big Blue, up by 7 at halftime. and the Comets ended up taking that one from him. So I guess bad luck to have the lead at halftime.
Killen's able to knock down that first. Mason kind of hoping to change that title.
They're going to need to hit almost all their free throws coming down the stretch. Every opportunity that the big blue gives them at the line, they're going to have to take advantage of it, especially with the clock stop. Killen's able to do a good job there, knocking down both.
Killen's going to have to step up too. A lot of Comets not able to knock down shots. Moore has to continue being tough inside. And you can't let Lewis around like that.
That's good defense by Jordan, but they're going to say you got it. The all of Jackson Lewis as he goes up.
Jordan did all that he could. Lewis got to the hoop. And he started his jump on that layup from way out. Kind of surprised Jordan a little bit, and they're going to say he got his own.
Yeah, I thought that might have been a block, but it's still pretty. I would say smart that way. If not, Lewis would have the easy one. I'm trying to make him honest. He's able to get the first one, so Lewis doing a great job. Hasn't missed yet.
5:22 to go. Mason's got to kind of pick up their sense of urgency a little bit. Obviously, it's a lot of time.
Another one. So again, this lead back to 9. Killen gets 2 free throws. Lewis able to match him, hit 2 more of his own. So 5 minutes left to go. And 3-point. This one from King, and this one no good. So 3-point struggles continue for the Comets.
And you don't want a quick shot like that. I talk about the sense of urgency, but it's a sense of urgency to get it.
Kind of run out just like that, 11-point lead. So this has been a 23-point swing from in the middle of the first quarter. And there's Alex Moore, good job cleaning up on another missed three.
That was almost a putback slam for Moore.
Yeah, he definitely is a very athletic guy. He's able to get up there.
Had the pleasure of running this play through the Hype It Up segment today.
Good crossover by Lewis there. It looked like Ishmael was open, just a little bit too soft to a pass there. Killen tries to lose around defenders, and a good shot by Killen. That's a quick shot you want. You don't want those quick threes, but if you can get a quick shot like that, take it every time. Killen says there, 7-point lead.
Killen's being aggressive defensively too. And Mason's back in it.
A good pass from Lewis, but again, a little miscommunication on back-to-back possessions from Lewis and Ishmael. So Comets get another opportunity off back-to-back big blue turnovers. See if they can use it.
It looks like so far that press they've started to apply, a little bit of pressure, nothing too crazy yet. Still 4 minutes to go in the game, but it looks like it's working so far. If you're Hamilton, you got to adjust.
A full shot there from Killen. He really didn't have a chance that one. And they start 6-4 and Killen's about 5'9", 5'10". He didn't really have much of a chance then.
Yeah, that's not what you want. I'm not sure he knew exactly where he was in the court. Maybe that's a shot he takes when he's a little closer to the hoop. But I feel like it's kind of a good thing that Ishmael was able to block that.
Yeah, he blocked it hard there too, out of bounds. Giving the Comets a chances. Killen pulls up from the 3. This one no good again. He's been missing short in all of his threes, and another one off the front of the rim. As a switch to a really rebounds, 3 to 1-outs, really takes a 3. And man, that might be the play the Comets looked at, and that might be the kill. That might have been the one that ended it.
The pull-up 3 is what Lewis specializes in.
Smith, though, able to get the rebound. Missed a shot. He's good at falling. Good shot. Gets a layup there.
Mason needs to stop here.
It's great to the Comets to score on the offensive side, but it doesn't matter if you don't get defensive stops here late in this game.
Lewis left open again. Can't happen.
Late in this game. That's what you have to do if you're the best player on the team. If you're the leading scorer, you have to, even if you're struggling with the first half, you get like that slow first half, Lewis, he didn't really show any negative emotion. He kind of kept his head up the whole time, and it's really paying off for him.
Hamilton will put you away. That's what they do. They have good shooters. They can take a quick shot, you just get a lead one, and even if you don't.
And Hamilton loves to play fast. They love to speed you up. They really spread the Comets up late in this second half. So
2:50 to go. Killens makes it 9.
I wonder if Hamilton's going to start to slow it a little bit here as we're under 3 minutes left in the game.
It'll be an interesting call. You know, you want to add on to that lead, but
we're not going to force the Comets to the back, but yeah.
Easy twist and Lewis can get it open layups. Mason very fortunate there.
Yeah, Lewis is wide open. Smith very good on the pull. Jumper, good tip there by Pitcock, able to get it back out to Killens. Killens, a tough shot there. Oh, and he gets fouled on that. So another lucky break for the Comets. Killens, very tough shot fading away. Lucky that Ishmael fouled. Misstep by Lewis. That was just kind of lucky for the Comets in that one. They were lucky for the Comets. That lucky there. Just they're barely kind of clinging on to this game, and still have a chance here with Killens at the line.
And Killens has got to relax a little bit.
On that one, really bad. Looked pretty good there. Unfortunately, gets a bad roll. And he's done a good job driving. That shot kind of sums up his shooting night. Struggled from the outside. Struggled on some long shots, and another one there. He's able to knock down this one though. So 68-52. There's a timeout called by the Comets.
Only 8 points, only 3 possessions, but with the way Mason's been shooting the ball on the perimeter, it feels like they're more out of it than they are, but down 8.
I don't want to say the Comets need to play some like Hamilton wants to, but they need to play with a sense of urgency. Welcome back to Hamilton High School for the end of the game here. Fourth quarter, 2:24 left. As the Comets trail by 8 after they were up by 12 early in the first quarter.
They got to apply some pressure here. That's what they're doing. Get steals just like that.
And transition, a good pass from Smith and Morton. There's a little risky pass there. Put it on the easy out to Killens. But Matthew Smith is a very good passer. Nice one there to Morton.
You know,
almost a walk there by Lewis. Refs don't call it. And another turnover, so great job. Ishmael tried to get it down low.
1:50 to go, slow down, but they have more open.
He misses out, unfortunate there. You hope that we see each other foul Lewis inside, but nothing there. And again, Hamilton with numbers. Comets got to get back. Swain though misses it. And again,
fortunate for the Comets.
Yeah, another easy missed shot there. And that's going to be a block. Yeah, they're lucky. If they call that one a charge, then I'll probably not have
a crazy sequence of events there. He tried to shoot that before he even squared up, and he felt like he had a lot less time than he actually did. Hamilton has some athletic defenders, but he's athletic as well. He's killing knocks down to first.
Yeah, all of a sudden it's a 5-point game. It was an 11-point game a few minutes ago. So this Comets team doing a great job. They did a much better job of running this time out than the one they took earlier. As Killens able to make a bonus, all of a sudden it's a 4-point game with a pair of turnovers. Comets back into this game.
Yep, 2-possession goon now, and it's without a 3-pointer as well. So, you know, it's kind of worrisome. You know, if Mason needed a 3, it seems like today they couldn't even get one at all.
Oh, a tough pass there from Swain.
Lewis open again.
Oh, he airballs that one. That was the same spot where he knocked down
over anxious.
Two.
I love this one.
Killens gets to the win. This is a 2-point game. What a spot by this Comets team. And man, after blowing a big lead earlier, this team is coming back. And they get a foul on Pitcock's shot. And it's going to be fouled in on Sims Marshall. So
I almost had a perfect steal. Just a little too over-aggressive. But it's not a bad foul, not a bad foul at all.
Yeah, especially considering the big rule on the bonus. So they go to the line. If they miss the front in the 1-on-1, Comets get the rebound, then they have a chance to tie it. it's going to be Sims Marshall at the free throw line with 58.5
And you don't have to start playing the free throw, but if you do, then that's a lot of time to go. 58 seconds.
A little bit of a tough break for the Comets. Feels a little bit like Fairfield. You go back to that game, they were able to make 2 big free throws to beat the Comets by 1. 2 big free throws there from Sims Marshall. Game.
Hamilton's going to take that timeout. We'll be right back. 8 seconds.
Back to some fourth quarter action. Come off the timeout. Comets down by 4 to make this a game. Comets won the ball. 58.5 seconds to go after 2 big free throws from Quincy Sims Marshall.
This game has been a roller coaster so far. Comets were up 12 early. Lost that lead mightily. We're down 11, I think. And now only trailed by 4. Less than a minute to go, though. They got to hurry.
They're going to have to score on this possession. And Killen tries to go to the rim, and he draws the foul. A little late whistle there. And he's going back to the free throw line. He's so good at driving. And he's done a great job. He's done a great job on that first shot.
And you can see Killens has been trying to take over, and he draws all the Hamilton defenders there. You know, maybe in the future, if they get another play where they have a chance at a big stop, he might look to kick, but he's not able to knock the first one down.
Yeah, tough miss there. Hopefully he's able to make this one, at least keep it, get it to a 1-possession game for the Comets. Yeah, but yeah, like you said, that's one of those shots you kind of force up if you don't get fouled. It's kind of an empty possession. Luckily, though, he was able to make the next one.
That puts his point total at 30. Another 30-point game for Killens. That's his 5th of the season.
They hit 33 against West last game. And a good time out there from Hamilton as Brian Ishmael was trapped on the sideline.
Foul here if you're Mason. What's your view on this?
I think it kind of depends on the guy. I'm not going to foul Jackson. But if the guy that we don't trust him to foul. Welcome back here. 36 seconds left to go. Hamilton with the ball. Comets down by 3. Let's see if they foul. And they do, and they foul Elijah Gibbons. I'm not sure if that's the guy you want to foul. That's not a tough experience. Man, he's something better than that.
Maybe that's kind of what they're hoping. Maybe Gibbons, never playing nearly this many minutes. We'll see if he can convert. He'll have 1-1.
They're actually in the double bonus, yeah. If he's able to knock down one, then that'd still be a little bit of a win, but he's able to do so 63-59. 34.7 seconds left to go. The Big Blue have done a much better job of the free throw line than the Comets in this one.
And that's, when you really look at it, that might be
a 5-point game.
Mason obviously still not out of this. They do need a quick bucket here, though.
It doesn't have to be a 3. It just has to be something quick. A little bit of pressure there from Jet and Sims Marshall. As Killens is forced to get rid of it. Smith gonna pull up from the elbow. This one, no good short. Oh, and that's tipped out of bounds. And that might be a killer there with 25 seconds left in the game.
Smith had a decent mid-range look. It's a little shorter than that. Eli Jordan, Alex Gordon kind of had a chance at the rebound, but just off of Jordan's hands.
A little bit of miscommunication there by them down low. So now it's going to be really tough. You're going to have to hope now Swain going to free throw line. You're going to have to hope that he misses both of them.
Yeah, it's going to be tough moving forward if Swain
If he only makes one, it's still a 3 possession game. Options get a quick 3 and maybe a turnover, then another 3. But it's going to be tough considering the way they shot threes tonight.
And the Wizards had had 8 points in 8 seconds the other night, so it's not impossible.
Yeah, if he hits this one, it will be almost impossible for the Comets. So with the big blue doing a great job with free throws down the stretch. And this one, no good there. So Comets still a little bit of hope here with 20 seconds left. Lewis goes for steal. Comets gets the pass in again. They're trying to get take off the 2-3. Help by Lewis coming collapse up on him.
Yep. Good job by Hamilton forcing that out of bounds, but looks like they had it guarded well anyway.
Killens gonna take the long 3, and this one's good. Trey Killens. That's on the high end, I can do it. That's that one from Pete. So he just adds on to his remarkable scoring performance. Trey Killens. He really can't say enough about it. Welcome back with 13.9 seconds left in the game. After a monster 3 by Trey Killens. Huge shot there. As the Comets have to foul in this situation as they do foul Gibbons down by 3. Killens able to keep him in. Comets just barely trying to play on and try to give themselves a chance. And hanging off the cliff for about the last 5 minutes here in this game.
Gibbons going to go back to the free throw line once again. Been pretty successful so far.
Yeah, he hit 2 earlier in the quarter. This one is he's had an amazing night, especially considering he used to be about the 8th man on this team, but he's playing great tonight. And a second one as well, so it's a really tough spot. You're going to need Trey Killens kind of check on the shot again there. And a good pass there, Eli Jordan. And Eli Jordan makes a 3. Yeah, he's not much of a good one to the lead, but the Comets still hanging on to 67-65. Only 4.2 seconds left to go.
I mean, it's still a game. That's all you can ask for. Good job by Mason. Let's win the stage.
7's won the play. We'll be back soon. slot there from Eli Jordan. Gives the Comets a glimpse of hope here. With 4.2 seconds left to go as Hamilton is inbounding the ball. See if the Comets will try to get a steal. They call a timeout. And almost a 5-second there. It looked like almost stepped on the line too before they got the timeout.
Yeah, they're going to say the ref from behind called a timeout before he knew what happened. I'm not sure Richards even knew about that. So
I got these technical difficulties right there. We're back on the air. During the timeout, 67-65, Big Blue.
4 seconds to go, and Mason Hamilton call a timeout there. Almost got a 5-second call, but it's hard to force a team to do that twice in a row.
Yeah, they're going to have to. Or if they don't, they'll need a quick foul. They'll need help for at least. Hamilton was one of the three. Maybe find a three. Hamilton with 4 of the guys on the line right now. And they are able to find Givens. He gets open. They have Lewis open as well. They like to throw this one to Givens. And he's been 4 for 4 this quarter. He's done a great job keeping him in there.
Good job by Hamilton to find it. But that's going to be 5 on Caleb Pickhock. That's his night. And it's tough because if you do a 3-point shoot, it's
been pretty reliable on the year, but yeah, in that situation, that's just tough to make it happen down. You have to profit to run out,
So Givens going to have 2 free throws here, has a chance to ice it and close out a really good performance from him tonight.
A big roll and a double bonus is happening for a long time in this one. And he hits the flutter rim, so no good on the first one. So the Comets will have a chance. This will be a 1-possession game. Even if this shot goes in.
For Mason, you got to get it out and push. 3 seconds is a little more than you think. You have time for about 3 dribbles.
And he's on the second into the Comets pass this morning. 3.4 seconds. Jones almost turns it over, checks it up. Smith and half court. And hits the back hole, but it's